I'm back with another album review. Today's review is on Pinkerton by Weezer. This is the second studio album from Weezer and is a follow-up to the Blue album, which I talked about in the previous album review. And as you can see, my copy is the Deluxe edition. Now, unlike its predecessor, this album was completely self-produced. Before working on this album, Weezer's follow-up to the Blue album was going to be a rock opera called Songs in the Black Hole. Unfortunately, that album was never finished, and all that remains are demos of the songs. However, some of those songs would later be repurposed for Pinkerton. The album was mixed by Jack Joseph Puig at Ocean Way Recording in Hollywood, and Jack was also credited as an engineer. It was also engineered by Joe Barresi, Adam Casper, Dave Fridman, Cliff Norrell, Rob Jacobs, and Jim Rodinelli. The sound engineers were Greg Feidelman, Billy Bowers, Dan McLaughlin, Jim Champagne, and David Dominguez. The album was recorded between September of '95 and June of '96 at Sound City in Hollywood, Hollywood Sound in Los Angeles, Fort Apache in Boston, Rumbo Recorders in Los Angeles, and Electric Lady Studios in New York. Photos of the band were taken by Spike Jones. The album was mastered by George Marino at Sterling Sound. The cover art was made by Hiroshige, and Weezer got permission from the Whitworth Art Gallery to use it for the cover of this album. The album was released on September 24th, '96 on DGC Records. The deluxe edition was released on November 2nd, 2010. I need to mention that this was the last Weezer album that Matt Sharp ever worked on, since he would end up leaving the band in '98. He was replaced by Mikey Welsh. Now let's talk about the songs, starting with Disc 1. The first song on this album is Tired of Sex. This song was intended for Songs in the Black Hole. It's the sixth song on the first track list, but the seventh song on the second track list. The next track is Get You. This is probably my favorite song from this album. It was also intended for Songs in the Black Hole, since it's track 11 on track list 1. After that is No Other One. The lyrics seem to be about Rivers Cuomo's girl lying, that he'll stay with her despite the fact that she's on drugs. Next up is Why Bother. It looks like the lyrics are about Rivers having relationship issues. Up next is Across the Sea. The lyrics seem to be about Rivers talking about some woman from Japan. We followed it up with The Good Life, which was released as a single on October 29th, '96. The lyrics are about when Rivers had surgery on his leg in '95, and that he had to wear a leg brace. Supposedly the leg brace hurt like hell for him. A music video was made, and I'm including a link in the description. That's followed up by El Scorcho, which was released as a single on September 19th, '96. Apparently the title comes from the kind of hot sauce from Del Taco called Del Scorcho. A music video was made, and there's going to be a link in the description. The following track is Pink Triangle. This was released as a single on May 20th, '97. Apparently the song was inspired by an event that Rivers had when he was attending Harvard. What happened is that he encountered a woman who had a pink triangle on her sleeve, and that symbol is used by the Nazis to identify gay people. A music video was made, and I'm including a link in the description. The second to last track on the original album is Falling for You. This appears to be another love song based on the lyrics. The final track on the original album is Butterfly. The lyrics are about Rivers capturing a butterfly with his mother's mason jar, only for the butterfly to unfortunately die the next day. The rest of the tracks on Disc 1 are B-sides and rarities. The first of which is You Gave Me Your Love Softly. Actually, it's You Gave Your Love to Me Softly. This was a B-side of the UK and Australian versions of the El Scorcho single. The track after that is Devotion. This was a B-side on the UK version of the El Scorcho single. The track that comes next is The Good Life Radio Remix, which was only released as a promo single for radio stations. The track that comes next is Waiting on You. This was originally on the UK, European, and Japanese versions of the Good Life single. The track that follows is I Just Threw Out the Love of My Dreams. Apparently, Rachel Haddon performs lead vocals on this song. This was another B-side from the UK, European, and Japanese versions of the Good Life single. What comes next is The Good Life, live and acoustic. This was recorded at Shorecrest High School on November 6, 1996. What comes after that is Pink Triangle Radio Remix. This was a radio-only promo single that features Scott Reibling on bass. What's next is I Swear It's True. This is a rough mix that features Scott Reibling on bass. The second to last track on Disc 1 is Pink Triangle Live and Acoustic. This is another song that was recorded at Shorecrest High School on November 6, 1996. The final track on Disc 1 is an interview with Rivers Cuomo. He said that the Blue Album had a budget of $2,000, while Pinkerton had a quarter of the budget. That probably explains why Pinkerton has that raw, lo-fi sound to it. That's it for Disc 1, and now for Disc 2. The first song on this disc is You Won't Get With Me Tonight. This is a studio outtake that Rivers recorded in February of 1995 in Hamburg, Germany. The next three tracks were recorded live at Y100 Sonic Sessions at Sonic Studios in Philadelphia on June 20th, 1997. The first of which is The Good Life. The second is El Scorcho. And the third is Pink Triangle. The next three songs recorded on August 23rd, 1996 at the 96 Reading Festival. The first of which is Why Bother. The second is El Scorcho. And the third is Pink Triangle. After that is The Good Life, live at X96. This was recorded on June 5th, 1997, live on X96 in Salt Lake City. Next track is El Scorcho, live and acoustic, which was recorded at Shorecrest High School on November 6, 1996. The last 7 songs are all studio outtakes. The first of which is Across the Sea, Piano Noodles. The second is Butterfly, alternate take. The third is Long Time Sunshine. The fourth is Getting Up and Leaving. And this one has Scott Reibling on bass. The fifth is Tired of Sex, tracking rough. The sixth is Get You, tracking rough. The final track on this entire album is Tragic Girl. It features Adam Orth on bass. When researching this album, I read that it didn't perform as well as its predecessor commercially, since it peaked at number 19 on the Billboard 200. It was certified platinum in America, silver in the UK, and gold in Canada. When this album initially came out, it received mostly positive reviews. However, the deluxe version has a perfect score of a 100 on Metacritic. Now for my thoughts. Personally, I really enjoyed this album. It's quite amazing what Weezer were able to do with a small budget. And I gotta give them respect for producing this album entirely by themselves. Although it's not Weezer's best album by any means, it's very enjoyable for what it is. Overall, I highly recommend this album, especially the deluxe version. It's a shame that Songs in the Black Hole was never finished. There's a slim chance it will ever get finished. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Pinkerton? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? If you have this album, what version do you have? Do you think Songs in the Black Hole will ever be revisited and completed? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another review.